The economy of an MMO is very carefully regulated, because if there was way too much gold in the virtual world, then everyone could buy everything and everyone would be running around with the coolest toys.
Every time you complete a quest or you kill a creature, you get some loot. It could be a new bow, it could be a new spaceship. It's anything in the game that you get as a reward is basically called loot.
It's not just like going out and fighting things, but like you can own your own shop and you can be a tavern keeper and you can craft items, you can mine ore and then smelt that.
You literally will see people in the world like clink, clink, getting this ore and bringing it back to the city to smelt it and sell on the market.
You can have auctions that are up where you have items that you're selling to players in the game.
But somebody always wants to get ahead, and you can go buy yourself some fake money with real money. Getting 500 gold would take a really long time. So, for 30 bucks, I can get all these things that would take me months to get. There's a thing called gold farmers. He's probably some dude in China in a computerized based sweatshop that is just paid to play for 18 hours a day and collect gold in the game, funneling it through people that are paying for it with PayPal in America.
The obsession in WoW runs deep, some deeper than others.
I had several evenings that turned into early mornings and mid-mornings before I finally got off the computer.
My eyes just wouldn't stay open anymore, fall asleep at the desk sometimes, and wake up and do it all over again for days in a row.
I physically hurt my shoulder, got such a stiff neck I couldn't turn my head.
I have avoided going to the bathroom for hours. I'm talking, Snapple bottle time.
It did contribute to my divorce.
I think that MMOs, in some regards, has gotten a bit of a bad rap when it comes to gamers wrapping up a ton of time playing them too much, let's say.
The virtual space will become more important to them than their real space. And there's this perception that that's kind of unique to massively multiplayer games. And you can see that behavior in just about any kind of activity. People spend time in their house just watching TV and not going out.
You're going up against 12, 13-year-olds with zero responsibilities that ditch school and stay up all night on whatever energy drink they're addicted to, just so they can log more hours to have more stuff than you.
It's very much about the visuals in the game. Everybody wants to look cool, and the only way to look cool is to put in the time and earn the rewards.
We've heard about the rat and the pellet kind of game where somebody goes into the game and it's always the next thing that you're after. And so part of the way that you do that is you have random reinforcement of behavior.
It's the slot machine. Like I pull the lever and something comes out.
You always want to see, hey, what's coming up next? What's coming up next? And sometimes people talk about that as the addictive quality of games.
I don't know why that's addicting. You want to keep killing more things faster with bigger explosions and getting better weapons. And there's always more things to kill.
And it's not just 100,000 people playing a game and putting it aside, it's hundreds of thousands of people playing the game for years.
In most games, like when you ship, you're done and you move on to the next product. Like for us, as online game developers, shipping is just like the start.
The whole goal is that we want to keep the world living and breathing. So to put an end to it is kind of defeating the point.
You can go back and do side quests or start working in your profession and do something else, help other members of your guild that have just started, start a new character and start all over again. It just never ends.
What I think in the end is always going to keep people coming back to an MMO is that you can continually add to the content. You can add new levels, you can add new capabilities, and you can literally add more worlds.
The challenge is precisely that it never stops. You need to innovate, but you need to innovate without alienating. We have an entire division whose job it is to talk with the players about the game and the game experience and nothing else.
Even though we do the best job we can to test everything, the players find all kinds of crazy exploits. Doors on houses. We lock doors on houses and you can give that key out to whoever you wanted. Players found a way that they could stack objects where they could get to the second floor and then get into the house because we never thought about locking the door on the second floor.
Massively multiplayer online games are probably the most complex piece of software that you can possibly write, I think. I think the only thing maybe more complex would be like an operating system, like writing Windows itself.
At the end of the day, you're making games for a living, and how cool is that?
While it's a lot of pressure, it's also just a lot of fun.
Even though video games have been around for a while, the MMO genre is still very young and up and coming.
We're proving that it's not just medieval fantasy that's gains wide acceptance in the space.
Be James Bond, have the nice car, travel the world over and live, the high life in the world of espionage.
The markets continue to grow. You're getting more outside the core gaming market, and you're getting into more of a the casual space.
Second Life is literally a second virtual world that's been started, but it's not about killing things. You just go have a second life.
It really truly is like a second life. Like, people become absorbed in this. They have their own houses, they throw raves, they create all these different characters, they have stores.
Second Life is the start of the Matrix, a real life Matrix. They already have devices that interface with you neurally. It's not going to be long before we have one of those interfaces to bypass the keyboard and the mouse. I mean, the keyboard and the mouse, come on, 30 years. I'm ready for the next interface.
And I'm looking forward to it. I really can't wait till I jack into my computer and zip into like a virtual world and can actually walk around the metaverse.
It's really exciting right now because you feel like you're at, the launch pad and the rocket's about to take off and you're not sure where the rocket's going to go, but it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Well, there you have it. Everything you could ever want to know. Everything we were willing to tell you, actually, about the world of MMOs. I hope you learned something. If not, watch it again. You get it for free, and I get paid per view. I'm just kidding. I get paid in WoW Gold.